Welcome to MarcusG.tv. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano.
And Jamie.
And?
You are a chef on a mission.
Exactly. And what's today's mission?
5 scary effects of eating pesticides that you should know about.
So the mission is organic.
And not eating pesticides.
Not eating pesticides. So I recently discovered this website called spoonuniversity.com. And there's some really awesome health articles. I don't even think I've shared this with you, but I found some really awesome links on socially responsible cuisine, socially responsible food.
Okay.
Pesticides this here, healthy eating, guide to organic food.
Nice.
Really an awesome website that I want to share some of their content.
Excellent.
So here's their article, 5 Scary Effects of Eating Pesticides You Should Know About. And this is from summer of 2015.
Excellent.
And here we go.
All right. I don't know about you, but even the word pesticide makes me go ick. As we make our way into summer, fruits are more ripe and in season. However, before you buy that package of strawberries for your next luau, make sure those puppies are organic because the possible side effects of eating pesticides are terrifying. So number 1 is cancer. And there's a big sign that says, caution, pesticide spraying in progress. Proceed at your own risk. That's pretty scary.
Now,
right?
when we first discovered this whole healthy eating, organic lifestyle, non-pesticides, we were living in Colorado, and there were, in the farms there, the potato farms, when they spray the farms, they have to quarantine the fields off, and you're not allowed in the fields for so many days after they spray these neurological damaging chemicals. And that's what really made us think, what in the world do we put into our bodies?
I actually just told somebody this story the other night about potatoes and how the potato farmer wouldn't eat his own potatoes because they were sprayed. And he wouldn't go into his
You don't go to fields.
Right? And so when you asked him what potatoes does he eat, right? He said, oh, I eat the neighbor's potatoes because they're organic and they're not sprayed. So that's scary. If a farmer won't even eat his potatoes.
Right. And this is what got our whole mind thinking.
That's what got you thinking.
Unfortunately, farmers aren't stupid and they know what they're doing to their land, but a lot of them are in a predicament because they need to make money and they think that this is the way to go.
And it takes 7 years or even longer, right, to make the ground.
The ground.
I don't really
the ground
know.
may be contaminated for decades. However, there's a process when you go from organic to conventional to transitional period, which might be a 3-year process to wean off all chemicals. But who knows how long the chemicals are there for, and in your land. So it's just very disturbing. But when you meet these people that don't, or I was saying they're in a predicament because they're sold this false notion that they need to spray chemicals to get more products. And once you start the cycle, it's like putting your body on antibiotics.
Right.
Or taking a medication. Like when we were taking asthma sprays years ago, we were on a cycle of we needed that asthma spray because it would help us, but it was also causing the same thing. It's like this whole cause and effect thing that goes round and round. So they spray these chemicals, they lose their organic cycle of life. So now they need to keep supplementing other things onto the soil, and they think they need to keep supplementing because they need to keep production up when they've gone to this dark path of pesticides or GMOs, and it's really hard for these farmers to break. So they're not stupid, right?
Right.
But they're in a predicament because they need to make money. So this farmer knew enough, he wasn't stupid, not to eat his own potatoes, and his neighbor's growing organic. And really the simple solution with that was he was growing the wrong potatoes. Because when you grow those russet Burbank, the Idaho potatoes, the long oval ones, the starchy ones that are used for French fries, those are the potatoes that need the chemicals more than the round potatoes, the Yukons, the Reds, the fingerlings.
Bugs don't go near those?
Have you ever seen the potatoes that get those black spots in the center?
Yeah.
It gets a little hollow black spot. Well, that's when you need the harsh chemicals because those don't make good French fries once they have those, right?
You can't make a French fry with a potato that has a black spot.
And people think that they're bad, so they spray these chemicals to stop this formation of whatever this is that's happening to the potato. And unfortunately, this is the potato that everybody uses for French fries. Everybody, 99% of people use this because it has the proper starch content.
Okay.
The other ones are too moist and they don't fry up like we do on our brunch days here, where we take potatoes and we sort of fry them in a pan, and we fry the Yukons, and they don't get as crispy as a regular standard French fry, right?
Right.
Because it's the wrong potato. But we're not going to buy those other potatoes because they're organic, and organic ones are so expensive. But at the camp that I run in the summertime, we do splurge and we buy the organic potatoes when we can afford them, and they're 3, 4, 5 times the price. So you're caught in the predicament again. Yes. All right, so back to the article. Cancer, number 1.
So people say pretty much anything can give you cancer, but scientists have linked certain pesticides to prostate, bone, breast, thyroid, lung, colon, and other types of cancer.
We'll link the article because then they link the studies here.
Yes.
It's a lot of information for us to stay in this video or in this audio clip.
Yes.
But everything will be linked and you can then go back and reference everything.
Number 2, obesity. Obesity is definitely something we don't need more of in this country. I totally love food, but not if studies have shown links between pesticides and childhood obesity.
And of course they link.
And then they link. Third is birth defects. I'm definitely not trying to get pregnant anytime soon, but it's good to know for future reference. Pregnant women are urged not to eat fruits or vegetables with pesticides because it can lead to birth defects or a miscarriage.
And of course links are there.
Number 4, reduced sperm counts. This is for all you frat guys out there. You may think you have plenty of sperm now, but if you keep eating pesticides, you may have a reduced sperm count. The pesticide responsible for this is found in peach and apple orchards.
There was a huge thing back in the late 80s for alar. They would spray apples with alar, very, very bad chemical. And it started with Colorado. And the system works so against the consumer that apple growers were now saying, we don't spray with alar. And of course, the chemical companies and everything lobbied, and it then became illegal for a company, for an apple orchard, to basically state that we don't use this harsh chemical because it's making an implication that alar is bad for you. Same thing with bovine growth hormone. Monsanto lobbied, and if a dairy out there was saying we don't use, this happened for the longest time, if we don't support bovine growth hormone, this and that, or not treated, Monsanto was saying, well, now you're implying that bovine growth hormone's bad and we can't have that. So it's just, the system is not set up for the consumer to win. What you have to do is you have to educate yourself, read, educate yourself, and
do research.
Research. And you have to be a skeptic, right? Because if you believe everything the government's telling you, the USDA, the FDA, then you've swallowed their pill and you're just in for it all. So you have to be able to think outside the box and be a skeptic. And when everybody around you, like your family, is saying, oh, you're crazy. Oh, Marcus and Jamie's crazy, this and that. No, we're not crazy. We're just looking at the other side of the story here, and we're concerned about it enough to say, hey, the red flag is up. Yep. Let's avoid this food. You know what? Maybe there hasn't been long-term studies on GMOs, but we don't want to be the ones to find out that, hey, this is a bad product.
And we're not going to know probably even in our lifetime what the effects are going to be, right?
Of GMOs. No, because
it's going to be long-term. So 50 years, 60 years, 70 years down the road, the more GMOs that there are, the more that you're eating.
You need multiple generations, and that's why they do studies on lab rats. Because rats reproduce so quickly that in 3, 4, 5 months, in 6 months, you can get so many generations of rats, and you can see what's happening along the way, as opposed to humans where, every 20 years we have a generation. Right. And we don't have, companies like Monsanto don't have 20 years to wait to do research. It's bam, 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 bam. Yeah. And doing the research is a whole nother topic that is very, very, very fraudulent.
Number 5, Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease increases with exposure to toxins, aka pesticides. Pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides all can lead to disruptions or damage to the brain. Research has shown that overexposure to pesticides increases your chance of getting Parkinson's.
So the picture below here, they've got a great thing, the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 50. So the worst things to buy that have the highest pesticides, what are they, Jamie?
Apples, bell peppers, blueberries, domestic, celery, cucumbers, grapes, lettuce, nectarines, peaches, potatoes, spinach, strawberries, and green beans, kale, and greens.
And the Clean 15?
Those have the most pesticides. Now, the Clean 15 with the least pesticides: asparagus, avocado, cabbage, cantaloupe, domestic, corn, eggplant, grapefruit, kiwi, mangoes, mushrooms, onions, pineapples, sweet peas, sweet potatoes, and watermelon.
So now, I'm just going to modify this Clean 15. I would say avoid corn because a lot of corn is genetically modified. And maybe because it's genetically modified, they don't need to keep spraying all the stuff on it. So it's a catch.
Right.
If you do eat corn, go to a local farmer's market. find out if the corn's organic. Corn's very hard to grow organic. It's one of those things that some organic farms don't even touch corn because they just say, hey, it's something that you can't do to begin with, or you need a lot of special dedication and time.
Yep.
So a lot of farm stands, even though they sell organic produce everywhere, their corn is sitting there and their corn's not organic because they're buying it from a farm that's not doing organic corn.
Organic produce might cost a little bit more, but in the long run of it all, I would definitely say it's more scary the things that can happen to you by eating pesticides than spending the little extra money that it costs for organic.
You have to think about your kids and your family. That's what got us to change.
Absolutely.
When you were pregnant with Courtney, I'm like, wow, we've screwed up our lives pretty bad. Now we're being responsible for a child, and how can we do that to a child? Yeah. That was the thing that scared me the most. It's like, now I'm responsible for somebody else.
And now I want to put the best products and foods and everything into their body.
So that drove my passion to keep researching and researching and researching and researching. What am I going to feed our daughter? Is it the best possible food?
Yes.
So I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano.
And Jamie.
Thanks for watching. If you like our videos,
press like, subscribe, and pass it on.
Thanks for watching.